I was looking at the news this morning. They had apparently I had some kind of shootout. 11 arrested. So when you hear that, you already know what color it is. White folks had a shootout with the police in Massachusetts. 11 arrested. They ain't mentioned nobody killed. That's what they'll do. They'll shoot out with white people. They'll arrest them. Just like when that little white girl was out there shooting back out on AK-47. Never heard a white man pray for, oh God, please, I don't want to kill her. Please don't. I don't want to do this. Why they don't do that before they shoot us? That's right. Because they don't respect you as human beings. So you have to start looking at that. But since you don't care about yourself, you can't ask white people to. White people give themselves the benefit of the doubt. June the 6th, January the 6th, white folk gave white people the benefit of the doubt. Tore up, destroyed, put spray bear spray on the people, pepper spray, threatened to kill them. All white people say it was a normal day at the Capitol. So they won't let us give each other the benefit of the doubt. Anytime we do so, they want us to ridicule and persecute and kill our own people. But you see how they spare their people? Probation, $500 fine. We got niggas sitting in jail for half an ounce of marijuana. We got people sitting in jail that got habits, crack smoker. There ain't no reason to send nobody to jail. You want to smoke crack, that's your business. That's a dumb decision, but it's yours. I look at it like that. As long as it don't cost us any money, don't affect us, that's the choice you make. Who need to be blamed for it is the U.S. government, the people who created the crack cocaine, who brought the cocaine in here. Right. Why nobody don't prosecute them? That's right. These people we didn't create crack on our own. Nope. I'm not making it as an excuse to say that black people that sell drugs to black people are inexcusable. I'm just saying let's go back to the root of it. Who created crack cocaine? What was their intention when they created it? It was to get people of color addicted. So you can go and you can rip them for everything they got. See, when he say our people need condition, it's one thing to ridicule people, it's another thing to ridicule people with conditions that can help them. Just like when we read the book, when the book runs us down about things we do wrong, it also gives us an opportunity to fix them, to make adjustments. People don't sit there and say, I don't read the Bible because all they do is just criticize people and tell people how bad they are. Yeah, you need to know how bad your condition is. Then you need to get a plan set to find how you can turn and better your conditions. Right. That's why we use the book. Did y'all learn anything on Layla? Yes, that's always our goal when we look at the book, is to go back through it and reassess everything. Everything we've been taught, everything we've been told, and then we do comparisons to try to see how accurate it is. Because when people sit down, a lot of our people are not in the condition we're in because we have knowledge. We're in the condition that we're in because we lack knowledge, and we lack sufficient teachers to tell us the truth. We got people, they'll tell us what they want, they'll tell us what we want to hear to make us feel good, but they won't tell us what we need to know to live good. And for a lot of people of our color, we have true problems, and churches have failed us. Mosques, synagogues, all these religions failed on the fact that they hadn't dealt with us on a basis on how do you take what you have and you use it out here. You know what I'm saying? First of all, when you come to church, a lot of people in derision anyway. They're hoping for something magical. I'm waiting for the preacher to say this one magic word. There's no magic word. It's not. This is a program. It's like for people, anybody ever gone through rehab? Okay, we won't start learning. No, I haven't been in rehab. If you had something y'all needed, okay, I appreciate it. So I appreciate you been in rehab. Boom. I got right here. I got you. So, well, he can help me out. CJ, I appreciate you doing that. Is it one session walk in, or is it several sessions and then it's progress over time? See, that's people don't realize that. You'll have something they'll call it a 5-step program, 7-step, 10-step, because it's a process. And when you're talking about getting yourself to a plan of salvation, that's a process. And a lot of times we hadn't understood. I know for me, when I went to church, I was just waiting to go there and the Holy Ghost to come get me. I was just waiting on one day the Holy Ghost just come get you, and you just kind of left out there. You know what I'm saying? Because the process doesn't work that way. When we start talking about how now we have to view the Spirit, we have to view it in a way to understand it. That's not something that people just naturally understand when you deal with the spirit, simply because the spirit is not natural. So you don't understand it naturally. So we have to have some things that we can kind of more or less comparisons that we use, you know what I'm saying, to kind of better understand the operation. So we talked about before, typically they looked at what we talked about in nature. The wind. Because the wind can change direction. It can change, just for instance, if anybody been keeping up with the building that fell in Tampa, in Miami, they're concerned now about the wind coming from the hurricane. They're saying those winds could substantially take this building down. So we understand how the force of something can change something. You know what I'm saying? And show you whether or not you're standing or it can take you down. So now that's how we have to start viewing the spirit as the wind. It gives us a directive. Y'all got it? And it's a controlling factor. But now how we start to operate it now is now we'll transfer it to how the word happens. Before we heard the word, we had a direction of where we was going. We had a mindset of how we did things. But once the word came in and we actually started to comprehend it, it started to change the course of our direction. It tore down some things for us. It solidified some things for us. You got it? So now we start looking at the spirit actually being the word. Because what we found that we would do, we find that the spirit comes in and it redirects us. Just like a tree will be standing. But when the wind comes, it might take it down. Y'all got it? Depending on the force of the wind. But everybody that looks on taking on the plan of salvation, the first thing has to be done, a lot of things have to be torn down. That's just like in order now, where they're at with trying to recover these bodies. They finally come up with a conclusion on, in order to do it, they're going to have to tear down what's already existing standing. And that's what we got to do for a lot of us to get in recovery. In order for it to be effective for us, we got to tear down what we got existing already standing. For a lot of people, that's complicated. Just like those people, you know, one thing they had to talk with those people about is about the things that they possess are mainly inside that building. And these people looking at, although now they recovered themselves and they're alive, they're looking at my things. Because they look at those things are part of their living. But they won't be able to go back and get them. They got to be torn down. They tell them it's not safe. So, you know, you got to think about that for you. Is it safe for you when you've made it out from dangerous hearing situations? A lot of us escape from drug use, abusive relationships, homosexuality, or drunkenness, or whatever it is. And sometimes you want to go back to recover something, but is it safe? You see what I'm saying? A lot of times you just got to think about yourself. You made it out and you got to build again. And a lot of times your rebuilding doesn't come with the old things you had. Sometimes people try to come back and put themselves back along with old things they had. Sometimes you got to let it go. In the book said, any man being the Mashiach, you ain't going to believe it. He's a new creature. What happened to the old things? And all things? Made new. That's what he said. He's saying all things are Elohim. Right. So now we build a different structure now. The first reason why the first thing passed away because he wasn't completely in it. That's just being honest. A lot of things we had, he wasn't in it. Now we got to build again. He said everything got to be Elohim. So now we're trying to build a structure that can't be torn down. That's like me. I put 20-some years in Christianity. I served 20-some years in Christianity, minimum. And I had to tear all of that down. I want to drag some of that with me because all of it can't be lost, can it? Now you got to go back through and re-examine. Then you look at, how'd you even get this information? It came from an oppressor who came with a domineering spirit and an attitude, and they were trying to keep a people and oppress a people. Just like when it came down, we was in Mizraim, that they call Egypt. Just a fictional place. Mizraim is the place. It was never a place built on hope, as they call it. You know what I'm saying? You're called for us. It was a place that let you know this is where you stay and you don't leave it, no matter what. And that's what they done to us here in America. You know, the so-called Negro call America his home. America ain't your home. How many of y'all have a home? Whether it's an apartment or how many of y'all have a home? How many of y'all get there, you get beaten, you get raped? You get tortured and you get killed. How many of y'all? This ain't our home. Right. Home's supposed to be a place of tranquility and rest. Home's supposed to be a place of escape from everything else. This ain't my home. Now, maybe this is your home. This is not my home. You got kids that were born in prison. Is that their home? They were born in captivity. But they're looking to get to deliverance. Isn't that right? It's a lot of stuff. You got to start changing your mindset. You got to learn how to use these things, but don't allow these things to use you. And that's what happened. That's why it's hard for a lot of us to now transform, because we conform too long. It is. When you conform to something so long, it's hard for you to transform. You start taking on bad habits. It could be a pronunciation of words, and it's just a bad habit. And they say, it's not the correct way. You say, well, that's how I've been doing it. So you don't want to change it. It can be a certain way you walk. It can be a certain way you do things that become bad habit. They become habit forming. And now when you come along, you try to train a person to do it the right way. It's just like, I don't want to do it. I've been doing it this way too long. My expectation and my desire every time is when change comes and I get information, I understand it, I don't want to stay with, well, but I've been doing it this way. I want to change with it. You got to be, the way is transition. You constantly have to keep transitioning. Some of y'all wear glasses. Do any of y'all have transitional lenses? And it's designed that when you go out, it changes based upon where you're at. You know what I'm saying? It has to, and it's for your betterment. And that's what we do with the word. You have to become just like those lenses. You got to be able to transform. Y'all got it? Yes, sir. You can't stay one way. It'll hurt you in the long run. Y'all got it? Well, it's for us, for us. I know a lot of times people look at other people's stuff and want to desire other people's lives and want to desire what other people got. But I assure you, what you got, it's intended for you. You want better, you want more, then there's certain things you got to prove to him first to be faithful over what you got. What they call faithful, studious. Isn't that right? Be responsible for what you got first. A lot of times people want more stuff. I need more space. I need it. What you doing with the space you got? I tell my wife all the time, I need it. I say, you don't need it. If you need it, you take care of what you got. It is. You show. I tell them about it. I tell them, if you want something from it, show them how well you keep what you got. Hello? Yes, you think he put Daoud over all Yasharal and he couldn't keep a couple of sheep? What kind of smart business deal they make? Let me see. You're keeping your father's sheep and you lost them. You can't keep up when they keep getting snatched. I'm going to let you keep my sheep. That makes sense. Daoud was able to tell him, he said, I kept my Abba sheep. And when something came in and take one, he ain't said, well, one down. No, I went back to retrieve it. I brought it back. And I slayed what took it. He said, that's the kind of man after my own law. Because when Yahuah came to Mizraim to come and get us, he killed who took them. Because I felt like you took my sheep, so I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to recover them and bring them back to where they're supposed to be. So Daoud was a man after his own law. So now we're trying to become these people that we read about. All the people we heard about, Saul, Shaul, who they call Saul, Paul, Shaul. People want to be like him, the relationship he had. Yahushua appeared to him and gave him this great ministry. We look at Mushah, man, Elohim called up and he gave him the word and he delivered to people. Just all these great, all these great people we read about, the Nabaim, the Kohans, whomever it is that you like or you admire. But we had to go back and always consider the relationship they had in the law they had towards serving him. These people had a consistency. See, what y'all have a lot of time is everybody, you got an inconsistency. At some point, you got to start going right and you don't turn off from it, don't veer. Sometimes things have to become more important, like doing his will than your own. So a lot of times what we get trained, what we get tied up in is some things we want, and sometimes it's not bad to want things, it's just bad when those things will pull you off. It's bad when those things will draw you from a purpose. When Ehud, who they call Job, told Elohim speak it, yea, why? That's right, that's how we get it. He had to confirm it. So sometimes you have something you only had at one time it came across. I noticed my direction. Well, is that the way he speaks? He said, I do it twice. He said, but each don't even perceive it. He said, in a kalamuth, in a dream. He said, when deep sleep followed upon him, upon slumbering upon the bed. He said, then he opened his ears and sealed his instruction. So he can withdraw each from his what? Purpose. Would he withdraw you from a purpose that's his purpose? No. It's your purpose, so he can hide pride from you. See that? We learned about with Agrippa. Not Agrippa, the Malacca of Gorilla. When did he speak to him? When he was asleep, when he was slumbering upon the bed. So he opened his ears and sealed his instruction. He want to make sure, first of all, you can hear me. Now I want to make sure I seal it. So we make sure you don't forget it. So I'm trying to withdraw you from your purpose. Isn't that right? He said, I hadn't touched her. He said, I know. He said, because I kept you from it. Because I spoke to you in a call of mood, in a dream, and gave you instruction for you not to touch her. Because I was going to kill you had you done it. That's the kind of mindset we got to have. See, sometimes we can have our own, just like Mushab. I mean, one of our greatest writers. Yet Yahuah was coming to kill him. That's how important it is for us to consider. Because he was told something when he came up on the mount. He said, see that you do everything just like I showed you. He gave him a pattern. He didn't sit him down and say, listen, you taught to me, so we good. No, I showed you a pattern. That's why we have the Tsadyq. It's a pattern. Something you can follow. You know what the problem is with Christianity, a lot of these religions? Well, you just go with the Spirit. Everybody, how the Spirit leads? How the Spirit leads? You know, people just jump up. Well, I'm thinking, jump up and start running. It's the Spirit. No, it's your stupidity button kicked on. Because a couple of things you got to consider. What's going to be the purpose of you jumping up and running, and who you going to edify? Edify means to build up. How's it going to build up the people, Elohim? That's when you'll see whether or not it's essential, whether it's yourself. He going to just move me, just start, throw the pen and break the camera. What's the building up? What's the purpose of it? I don't know, the Spirit just lead me. This is ignorant, and we can't continue to serve like that. That's the purpose of why we took the direction of change we made to come back, start to look at something, no matter, it was definitely unraveling, because we put a lot of time in Christianity. We put a lot of time in Jesus, songs in Jesus, worship in Jesus, prayer in Jesus, baptized in Jesus. And then you got to come along, you got to erase all of that. Because you realize I let you go this far, now I turn you around and say, now turn and take your journey. You mean, some people are staying that same way. I don't want to leave it. This one I'm good. Well, I talked with a lady one time, and I was talking to her. She's a nice lady, and I was talking to her. And I gave her a couple of things to look at, told her to look it up about the Jesus name. We were talking. And I don't usually talk to people a lot about stuff like that. But for the reason was, we had a little quick conversation. I gave her some quick stuff to just kind of check on to see for herself, to verify her information. She said, well, I'm going to just be honest with you. Jesus, what I know. She said, that's what I always been with. She said, I'm going to still be Jesus. I said, all right then. Well, no argument. I ain't got to change that. If you see for yourself something wrong, and you know for yourself something wrong, and you'll still do it, I say you're a dangerous person. Yeah, absolutely. You're a very dangerous person, especially when you know better. See, what hurt us is the fact we say, how many other people? What about other people? Why would he let these? It ain't him letting them. You pick your own way. When Yahushua, they called Joshua, brought the people over after we had crossed over Jordan. They called Jordan. It's Jordan. It means to defend, flow down. He told the people to do what? So if they went the wrong way, who you going to blame it on? Why would the Lord let them go the wrong way? Why would God do that? Do nothing. Based off of what you saw, what you know, you have the information. Now you make a choice. He told them to choose this day who you going to serve. He said, but as for me and my bed, my house, we serving Yahuah. That's why I try to tell people about when you have all these different doctrines going on in your home, it's kind of mind-boggling. You know what I'm saying? Because when you set the home up the way it's intended, it was intended to keep a certain pattern, a certain behavior. So then as you begin to beget seed, sons, Benin, now you start looking at the children being taught the same thing so they can follow the same pattern. When Abraham had Yahuah was following the same pattern of his father, Abraham. Yahuah had Yaakov followed the same pattern of his father. So it was always, when he came back to us, when he appeared to us, who would he tell us he was? I'm the Abba of Abraham, Yahuah and Yaakov. Why would you keep telling me about these three men every time? Because these men had a relationship. I swore a covenant with these men, which is a berith to these men. This is who I'm telling you I am. So if there's any connection between me and you, then it's going to be because of what I established with them. When he told you, I will establish my berith with you as I established with Abraham, Yahuah, and Yaakov, it was to get the children back to the fathers. He said, I got to turn you back to I got to get you back to the fathers. These are the only men I didn't curse. When I come, I'm going to smite the whole of rocks with a curse. So I got to get you back to the fathers. He said he's going to turn the laws of the Benin, the children, back to the fathers. A lot of our people are going to die tragically. Just like he told them, from misinformation. They're going to perish because of lack of knowledge. And the problem going to become, it won't be because now they're not receiving it, it's going to be a problem they reject it. You know, sometimes people have gotten kidney transplant. You know what the problem came up? Their body rejected it. They'll do the transplant, they'll give them the medication, they'll do the observations and keep doing other things they got to do. They'll come back and say, we got some news. What? They say your body rejected it. It won't accept it. The body will not accept something right. And you know the sad part is, that's how we are when it comes down mentally, when it comes to the word. You will reject something that actually came to help you. Hello? We did it to Musha. When he saw two of us fighting one another. That's right. He said, what? And he set them, how? He set them one from the other one. He separated them and said, why are you doing this? He said, the one that did wrong, let's thrust him from among us. They want to know, ain't you the same one killed one of Mizraim? Who made you a shafet over us, a judge? Musha said, surely this thing is known. And he fled and hid himself. And you know what he supposed? They would have understood. He said he thought they would have understood. How the Elohim by his hand would deliver them. He said, but they didn't understand it. So you know how long that leave them? You know what people said? People didn't realize. So how long did they put them out? That's you echoing what he said. That's right, 40 years. This is not wilderness. That was 40 years they sat there in Mizraim undelivered because of how they looked at Musha. Because their understanding will kill you. How many people can die in 40 years? 40 years they sat there wasting time in Mizraim because they had no understanding. Now Yahuah sends Musha down to do what? To teach them. First he had to teach. You know he learned about delivering. He already tried to do it the first time when he killed one of Mizraim. He delivered them. That didn't get it. So he realized something. I wouldn't say realize. For us, I guess the realization come up. Just coming down fighting and getting you out ain't enough. Because you ain't got the information, you'll go right back. So the first thing he looked at when he sent Musha down, first of all, limit these people. Teach them. He had to really teach them. Now you can deliver them with information. We keep trying to think that weapons of war, just like with white America, we need to be delivered from white America, okay? When I'm talking about white America, this is not every white individual. We're talking about a system. A system that predicated on raping, robbing, demeaning us, and giving us rotten religion and information and medication, okay? But you gotta teach us first. See, through knowledge of how we're going to deliver ourselves, not through weapons of war. Yahuah's going to come back and fight for it, but you got to have a mindset. Man, you can come in and just hypothetically say you were married and your husband was beating on you. I could run in and get him off. If you don't have the knowledge of what I'm doing, you'll automatically jump with him and jump to be able to fight. You'll be a fighter of me. I'm trying to live, but you didn't understand what I was doing. So I didn't help you. I actually brought in more confusion. So he looked at, before I come down and deliver these people, it just makes sense to teach you. Teach you, just like Daud realized. When he saw that Yasharal being defeated, he didn't say, give everybody a bow, give everybody a spear. No, he said, teach them. Teach them how to defend. That's something they never taught us. They taught us how to close your eyes when the folk beating on you and just pray. We don't have any writings where people ever close their eyes to pray. Yahushua looked up to Shamayim. People teach you that's a bump. How you praying your eyes open? Explain to me who told you to close your eyes when you pray. Because you never read it, even in your wrong book. You know, they had a saying years ago. They said that when we met them, we had the land, they had the Bibles. It said they taught us how to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened our eyes, we had the Bible and they had the land. I read that in the 80s. This girl went to school. Her dad became friends because what we used to do. But he had it on his wall. I would always look at it. It would sit on his wall. For whatever reason, it would always, every time I got, I would always just look at it on that wall. And it would say, they taught us to pray with our eyes closed. And so when we opened our eyes, we had the Bible and they had the land. Go and watch white people see if I don't close their eyes when they pray. You go to a white church, go and just be praying, and you open your eyes and look. The white folks gonna be looking at you. You'll get some because like with anything else, all of their people they're not trying to keep either. They don't want poor people, and they don't want homosexual people either. They only force these homosexuals on us to change our agenda. Don't think they care about homosexual people. They just push on, they homosexual too. They just won't take on that name titling. The whole thing they do is perverted. Every sport they got perverted. Yep. They don't have nothing fully, they don't have nothing you gonna have fully dressed. Everything got some kind of butt. You gonna have your ass cheek out, or you gonna have a nipple ring some kind of way. They always gonna got some kind of way to scar you to try to put you out of mission. Like that track star right there butt naked. Yeah. They'll put on lingerie. I mean, they always some kind of way they put you out here because white people just like to see you naked. They like it's a form also of demeaning you. When they went, let me tell you something. People don't realize two of some of your oldest civilizations, of course you can go with the Greeks, but the Greeks are not. But you start to look at people like Mizraim and what they call Ethiopia. They look at these were great empires. Not king, they were empire. They took them down. They took them down. You know, Yahuah told we were going to be like the Ethiopians. He said, you're going to walk with your buttocks out. See our kid walking out with them pants dropped down? He told us that, though. He said, you're going to be like the Ethiopians. I told Mr. Yahuah told us before this happened. He said, you're going to walk, you're going to have your buttocks out. You saw a young boy walk, they had their butts out? We thought that prison. No, they actually got it from Ethiopia. White people have always looked at that's a form of demeaning you. When they arrest you, the first thing when they get you in there, they want you to take off all your clothes. That's it. It's about demeaning you at that point. It's about stripping you down so they can examine you. See, our people don't know. No. We just thinking everything, it's just them trying to, no, they got another agenda. They're part of homosexuality. Y'all hear me? I'm just telling you, I know people don't think nothing about it. You think, oh, that's part of the system. I know the system is homosexual. It's always been homosexual. They pushing, all they doing now, and then people come out to be more flamboyant with what they're doing. They've always been homosexual. The Greeks are notorious homosexuals. The Greeks are homosexual. The Romans are homosexual. The Roman Catholic Church. Why y'all think all these kids keep getting molested through the church? The church has gotten universal. They educate. Let me tell you something. In Canada, they keep it quiet, kept him. Canada is starting to discover bodies now. Or these Spaniard kids they call, I call them macaroni. They call them Indian. They finding the bodies where the Catholic Church killed them. They would educate them. They had them down, they would educate them in their school, and they would kill them. They would teach them they was inferior to white people. They did the same thing they went to Africa. White people brought education in, and they were teaching. Do y'all not know that? They massacred our kids. This wasn't in the 1800s. It's in the 70s. They massacred them. You know, elementary kids got up and walked out of school. They refused to be educated. They would tell them, they said, listen, you naturally inherited a dominant white people. A white person teach you. They got up and walked out of school. The elementary kid walked out of school protesting. They had the police to meet them. Police gunned them down, Dave. Elementary kids, these weren't high school gang with rock. They had books. They walked out. The kids had that much sense to not sit there and let white people tell them that, you know, you're actually born dumber than us. Do y'all know white people teach you that Negroes have a 10% IQ less than white people at birth? How the hell you check a brand new baby IQ? That show you why. But listen, all this stuff I'm telling y'all, you can look it up and read it in books with covers on it and an author. Yep. Just because a white man put in the book, you ain't got to believe it. That's our problem. I read it one time. We're in a book. So you read Cat in the Hat. Where that's at? So that's got to be true. See, niggas ain't got no better sense. You think because a cracker put fiction or true, I mean, he can put it on what he want to put it on. We're so dumb. We've been dumbed down so long, we haven't been able to think and process and realize you can challenge them on the information. They'll teach you and call it to challenge other stuff, but they never teach you to challenge them. Right. Go out and research. Where they send you for, they already know what research you got to get. Because they created the whole program. They already know what you got to give them. It's a joke. But since we don't have our society and we're not establishing ourselves, everybody talking how we got to come together as a people. That's where you start, but we have to be a nation. They're not called a united people, they're called a united nation, which means all of those groups have representatives that come there and speak on the behalf of their people. Because they've established themselves as a nation. The Negro ain't gonna never be nothing till he become a nation. He's got to learn how to come together as a people. He's got to put together a program. Y'all got it? A program that's going to instill in for us a justice system. We got to write us a constitution. We got to put things up and have legislation. We need a defense. We need protection for ourselves. Every nation need to have it, just like they took it from us. We need an army. Yasharal had a government. Yasharal had a government. Yasharal had a constitution. Yasharal had laws. Yasharal had land. All these things you need as a nation. Don't y'all see when countries break off from each other? Ukraine used to be part of Russia. They broke off and called themselves Russia number 2. They separated themselves and they changed their name. They don't honor or recognize themselves as Russia. They recognize themselves as Ukraine. They don't go out and say we owe Russia. They say we are Ukrainians. Hello? All these people used to be on these folk, they broke away and established their own and got them a constitution and a resolution for their people and got them a seat at the table. You don't have nobody sitting at the table for you, nigga. Ain't nothing changed. We in the field and the white man in that work. He in there sitting at the table. Where the niggas at? In the field, picking cotton, working, shoeing his horses. White folks sitting at the table. You know when they get a table, they buy a table. If they got 6 kids, they buy a table for 2. What y'all think they buy a table for? They got 6 kids. How many? So they might have 10. They at least gonna put enough to that table where everybody who's a part of that family gonna have a seat. Why you don't have a seat at that table, nigga? Because you ain't part of the family. So you keep trying to join yourself to these people, you're going to go pledge at least these 4 flag, and you're going to go and you're going to sit here, and you're going to start shooting off shit for these white people. White folk been shooting at you long enough. Niggas shouldn't want to hear no more gunfire. When them folk when that black woman sold that flag, and that white woman snatched out her hand and told that damn lie, she done it. Shit. Best that Ross held down or Ross did it. I don't trust these white people. No, damn what these white folks ain't did no work. They done all that work. Hell, we'd have been arrested. That's right. Every time I look around, who told y'all George Washington never chopped down a cherry tree? Oh. Folk come out with a book and admit he never did it. He was a liar. I told y'all a nigga chopped that tree out here and run no damn bucket shoes. Let me put some bucket shoes in a rougher shirt and I'll give you an action to let you start chopping that tree size except for you be. Them damn rougher keep slapping up in your face, getting wet and drooping. Out down there, wet do grass, you slide your ass, keep busting your head on that ground. No good way sis ain't chopped no tree down. That's right. White folks, every time you sit around, because nobody, let me tell you what, I challenge it when nobody told me to challenge it. I don't believe them. And you got the right not to believe them. That's right. Where's their evidence? Where's their proof? And then you gonna tell me the man never told no lie? Why he ain't told them folks he had a black kid? Right. Uh-oh. He was a liar. Man, George Washington was known as one of the worst. You know when they're bad, white folk were complaining about him how he was treating his slave. How bad was it? These niggas walk around with their little funky ass dollar in their pocket. They don't know nothing about this man. I read about these people. He was considered one of the worst slave owners. He would get them, he wouldn't sell them out. He'll sit there to the West Indies. These niggas all in the West Indies, they got that from George Washington. They don't know nothing. All they know is what white folk tell them. George Washington sold, he'll ship your ass off further, he'll send them to the West Indies. They over there clapping their feet, shaking their little black ass, thinking they done sitting over there on their own. George Washington sent you over there. Oh, no, no. Then you celebrate them, you love them. White people love them because they ain't hurt white people. See, they're trying to teach you about not hating people. Why they hate the Taliban? Got a point. Let me see why they hate them. They're terrorists. Those are people who invoke terror. That's what a terrorist is. A person who invokes terror because they kill people, innocent people, women and children. Let me see what the hell white folk do. When they come with them damn sirens, with them damn Lucky Charm hats on, hoisting up in church, what the hell they invoking? Terror? Makes them a terrorist. The same shit them terror folk cover their face up, white folk covered up theirs. Let me see who they were killing. Innocent people, women, men, and children. But you're supposed to pray for your enemies. You're supposed to love them and do good to them. What good they do to the Taliban and ISIS? What good they did to Al-Qaeda? Oh, why these Christian churches ain't praying for Al-Qaeda? Why these Christians not praying for ISIS? That show you. You're 103% nigga with a 2% margin of error. Either way it go, you all nigga. That's right. Either way it go. You either 101 or 105. You ain't getting away. How is it we can't find none of these Christian churches praying for ISIS? Why they not praying for them people on September 11th? That blew up them buildings. Them poor, ignorant people who needed Christ in their life. Have we seen any of these churches pronounce this and put this out there? They only teach niggas to pray for people that kill and butcher them. That's right. Yep. White folk don't pray for nobody other than your demise. You need to know that. Y'all all right? Yes, you ain't got to check behind me. Go find some of them white churches. Well, I'm talking about, see if you can find white churches and pray for Al-Qaeda and pray for ISIS them. America pray for them. See, I can see if y'all find it. I know they ain't gonna find it. They probably got some old ignorant ass little white backwood church, don't know who they is. They probably paying for ice because they got hot water. Don't worry about it. ISIS, hot water. Listen, I'm gonna take this on the road now. That's right. When I take it on the road now, people gonna be paying me for it. I'm trying to get y'all white discounted. Discount, double check. There it is, baby. All right, we're gonna get ready. Y'all all right? All right, let's get ready to go. Y'all do y'all thing. All right, get ready to go down all those that are able. Most High, Elohim, which is the mighty one, Yahuah, through Yahushua, HaMashiach, which is your salvation, the anointed one. We ask you to look down from Shamayim, which is the heights, expansion where you dwell, with your Sabut, which are your armies, Baraka, there where you sat, as well as here, on the Aras, which is on the earth, where your Abadim serve, which are your servants, asking you to purify us by your Debar, which is your word. Make us Kudash, which is separated. Asking you to grant us the right lob, which is a right heart. Grant us an understanding in our lobs, which are in our minds. Asking you to grant us your Ruach HaKadosh, which is your spirit of separation. That it might keep us, and it might unfold the knowledge, the information, the wisdom, the judgment that you granted unto an arm, which is a people whom you look to make a goyim, which is a nation. We ask you to barak those going through and suffering in war-stricken countries, disease and pestilence, those behind prison walls and bereaved, those that are looking in, those that support your dabarim, which are your words, those we commit to you concerning their situation, their lives' desire, which are their heart's desire. Grant them their petition. Remember the sick and the afflicted, the married, the single, the separated, those gone astray and those taken from them. Please recover our young adults and our benin, which are our children, and be a keeper to those that are here that we lose none. Barak your Ra'ah and your Mala'aki, which are your shepherds and your messengers. Barak Jerusalem, which is the city and the foundation of peace. Barak, that you might return us back there, that we might be in your piney which is in your presence, where you the place where you say you look upon, that your is upon it, from the Shana, from the beginning of the Shana to the end of the Shana, which is from the year to year. Asking you to grant us the Dua Shamayim, which are the rains. We ask you to be with us to search our lives, which are our hearts, that we might know you. Open our understanding, that we might understand your kitabim, which are your scriptures, your writings. Grant us that we don't falter and we don't faint, that we don't turn to the right hand or to the left hand, regardless of what information you allow to come into us. Don't let us deter from it. Don't let us find excuses. Don't let us complain, but let us walk in it as you establish your green. As we prepare to move further, we palau is which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, which are the praises, the kabud, which is the glory, and the kabar, which is the honor. In the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, we palau. Let us all say, Amen. Whew. Whew. I'm gonna need my hub around. What y'all do my hub around? That thing charged up. Ride around like Professor X. Did he have any weapons on that thing? I'm tired of white folk ruling over everybody, even in a wheelchair. Hell, he thought he was Perry Mason, Ironside or something. Perry Mason was the first superhero. Remember that, Ironside? He got shot in the back out of one of his cases. Got in the wheelchair. I remember when Perry Mason was walking. Then he got shot, came Ironside. That's 40 times. How many of y'all remember Ironside? That was a good show back then. Yeah. Man, solve all kind of cases in a wheelchair. That's where Professor X came from. All right, we'll start up here. This is Romans 15:4. Again, we're using Beth Mashiach. Everything we put up, you can go back and check behind us. And this is supposedly translating it back into our language instead of Roman, which is the Latin version, and the Septuagint. The Septuagint is here. This is the Septuagint, which means this is the Greek version. So the Greeks are now recorded for having some of our oldest writings, which means the Greeks captured us, took our writings, manipulated them, then gave them back to us. Same thing the Romans did, same thing everybody took them. They taken our writings, manipulated them, then they give them back to you. Just like the school system does with your kids. You give them a training and a discipline, you send them to school, the school give them, they come back, your kid doing different than what you told them. Kid gonna sit down and question you, and they got logic now. They think they smarter than you because the school will try to tell them that. The kid don't come up on their own thing, they smarter than their parent. That come from the school. The school get it in there. They don't have to get it right directly into your kid. They get into the kids that your kid associate with. Now your kids start to get in the groups, so they pair them off. Isn't that right? They start to label your kid. These the bad kids, these the good kids. Mm-hmm. These the smart kids, these the bad kids. Yep. Good kids get a ribbon, good kids get candy, good kids get to talk when they sit at lunch, bad kids can't talk, bad kids stand in the corner, bad kids get checking, bad kids get notes at home and mess with their psyche. Yep. You don't teach a kid they bad, you gotta teach a kid their behavior is bad. Have y'all ever been told that y'all was a bad kid? Anyone y'all? No, y'all got taught in school? That tight. Dan, you got told that? You thinking about it, Danny. He said, hold on, is my dad or him? How many of y'all have been told y'all was a bad kid in school? So what that do to your psyche? You constantly keep hearing that. Then you start to act to what you hear. So that's why we took our kids and started to educate them so we can break that psyche. That's the way you think, how you rationalize things. And it plays a part. They start to tell you a dumb kid, and guess what? They start to give you assignments to dumb you down. You start taking on behavior. You don't try to think as a person that's intelligent. They've done studies and gave kids that they told had low IQ and gave them the same work of kids a higher IQ. And how about they got the assignments right? Because they'd have told them this is what the advanced students take. All making their mind, I'm not an advanced student. Why am I taking it? I'm not expected to pass it. Because this is for people that's smart. I'm not smart. See, a lot of stuff that you thinking is small is why we're losing our kids and why we're defeated. It's a programming system. They tell me all the time about Words have power, speaking certain things in existence. You're constantly telling the kid they're dumb, they're stupid, the kid retarded. I mean, we do that parent, but you know you tell them to them with love. But the school system tell it to them, well, you know, you're like, get your dumb ass over here. But you ain't tell them like they dumb. They're like, I done told you more than one time dumb. They tell your kid as dumb as you gonna fail. So it's a difference. With loving kindness have I drawn thee. Isn't that right? So we tell them in a way that where it's not you're dumb like you're mental. It's like, listen to what I'm telling you, pay attention. School tell you dumb. In a classroom, your teacher say, you know what, you are dummy. Them kids, you done. Them kids, you done for the day. Ooh, you are dummy. Miss so-and-so said you are dummy. You done. Now the kid just automatically just start to succumb to it. See, that's why we got to get our kid. Let me tell you something. You will never find a classroom full of Asian kids being taught by no white person. They're not going to give them to them. Because Asian people are going to subscribe to their kids, learning their culture, learn about their culture, learn about their history. So they're going to want their kids educated by somebody who's familiar with their culture, who's familiar with their language, because they're trying to make sure that they substantiate that first. So other information come in, they don't lose their identity. The problem we have with us, when you're being taught anything in these school systems, you don't have an identity first. I'm going to teach you American history. Where's your identity? Yeah. How does that book correlate to you? How does it relate to you? All you hearing about white folks exploring, white people making, white folk helping. When you ever seen this? When you ever seen white folks just going helping folks? This book is a comic book. You're not even in it, and you studying it and reciting it, and now you some kind of national advisor on it. On some shit that ain't never even happened. You just spirit, and you don't even have an identity. All them niggas gonna be out there tomorrow, all them flags, all that stuff everywhere, and you know what's gonna be the problem? They don't have an identity. When white people celebrate, they can go back to their ancestors. When they came, when they sat down, how they connected them, how they sat here and forged paperwork that a black man wrote. White folk gonna see everything white folk do celebrate always involves some killing. I'm just telling you, shooting and killing. White folks ain't got nothing peaceful. They so-called Christmas, they got that from Spanish. They were massacring people. That's how the man got the red suit. My white folks never gave out no damn gift. When you send a white man just walk around just handing you gifts? Where is this place at? Exactly. Where is this place? I see a white man stand in front of Kroger, his ass begging. I'm looking right, where your damn rain gear and your gifts? You probably giving me something. I in front of Kroger trying to shake somebody down. Where your wife at? Isn't that right? I had in park lot looking at women ass shaking their bell. Go home. Isn't that right? See, I don't want to hear that hurt their feelings. Mm-hmm. Man, say, hey, you studying. When you supposed to give Santa Claus money? Who you taught to give him money? Oh, they go Santa Claus, he give some money. The hell I'm paying a white man to sit in his lap for? Man, they're backward freaking. He the one getting the thrills. He ought to be paying you. Don't walk up $35 put their kid in a white man's lap. Sit in the middle right here. Then he get $35. You pay the man to molest your kid. Go on and let that kid stand right here. They ain't got to sit in my lap. Stand right here. Let me get you. Whoa, I need to set you over here. Ho. Kid study about her people. You trying to get me still. It ain't me, it's Santa. Santa won't stop moving. Y'all all right? They don't hear about that. You don't be on the map when you turn on one of the little freak websites and your kid sitting down there in Santa Claus lap going up and down. Oh, you gonna be hurt. Be mad with yourself. All right, my kid never got sitting on Santa Claus. I don't play that stuff. No. No, we don't do that. We don't never play them kind of stuff. He'll be all right. Especially my daughter, she like, ain't let sit in my lap. She got to sit there, stamp. You don't need to be in no man. I got out of my lap. I said, you don't need to be in no another man's lap. Right. Next man's lap, you need to sit in from mine, he'd be your husband.
That's right.
Start breaking them. You don't know every man pick your kid up, got your dog, throw them in their lap. They think they'd be cute. Say, you have to stop it. The society we live in, it's the truth. The society we live in, you have to break a lot of stuff. It ain't, listen, because there's too many dangerous people out here. It ain't focusing, I'm safe. It ain't about you. I'm just trying to break. I don't want the wrong person to get them. They get too comfortable sitting in the wrong first lap. So a certain night broke, no, you stand right now. You don't even be nobody's lap. Man, hey, don't sit in no lap. So you damn wonder why your kid eye rolled up to the top of their forehead. Too much lap sitting. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, 15:4. This book of Romans. Let's see where we're going. Listen.
For whatever Nikatab before.
Whatever was written before.
Nikatab for our lump.
Nikatab means what's written to teach us. So that
we, through endurance,
and
the kum of the Ketubim, might have your call.
That's the truth now. While we're talking, I sent y'all out someday. Let's say that your calls are called 3 and 17. They call it Ezekiel. Your calls are called. Look up, let them see what the name means. So I don't want y'all to be afraid of knowledge. Knowledge ain't come to hurt you. Knowledge came to give you information. You need this information. So you know what happened? Like our people will go out, we'll protest, and we'll do stuff, and you know why we never get anywhere? Because we don't have no knowledge on how to be effective. See, white people look like they want to affect. They was effective on June the 6th. They still talking about them. Who's still talking about the George Floyd march? What their company? Breonna Taylor march. See, white folk were that affected. You know what they didn't do? Why they ain't go up there and sit up on the Abraham Lincoln nuts and saying we should overcome? I'm not standing in between no white man leg to ask no white man for nothing. Hell, I'm sitting up on that man nuts for trying to pray for nothing.
That's right.
You're trying to convince yourself that was a pigeon pitch that fell on top of your lip. Now, you know where you standing at now. Have you ever been pissed on before in your mouth by a pigeon? No, no, no. I said, ho, 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 it's dynamo. This is why y'all need to look at this. Elohim, see, they put God, you don't pay this thing. Because of him, they put the L, which is all for us. Elohim will strengthen. That's what his name means. So we go to the book, just say we weak. What we need to do? We need to get a book that relates. See, this is what we mess up. I want to lose weight. I'm going to read a book called Fattening Up. Don't it make sense? Hello? I'm trying to go and see the world. I'm going to get a book called Stay in Your Place. See, none of this correlate with what you, let me tell you what's been wrong, what's been our problem. Just like with a library. Library, you know what I mean? It's lies. It's all just lies. White people learn how to disguise and put stuff and they name it the way they want. You put the average person don't know how to navigate through one. You got to know how to navigate and know what you're looking for based off what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do. First of all, we don't even know what we're trying to accomplish. So if you put them there, white folks are safe to let you go in a library. Simply because you don't know where you're at and you don't know where you're going. So the main thing you're going to do, you're going to run through there, you're going to go pick up somebody's autobiography, ain't worth a damn, who ain't wrote it. And you feeling good about yourself, but you still don't know where you're at and you don't know where you're going. And you're going to try to empower yourself off of somebody else who had the same stigmatism that you had that think that they're a part of this country. Y'all got it? I'm trying to get away from these people. So anything I read, I need to be reading something that helps me and promotes that mindset. I don't need to read no book called Acceptance. It's all about it don't matter. If they want to cut your legs off, hand them the knife and let them cut them off. Hell, I can't go nowhere without my legs.
That's right.
They want to take your eyes out, just let them take them out. I need to see where I'm going. So that book won't benefit me. Y'all understand what I'm telling y'all? Mm-hmm. They give us a whole lot of malarkey about stuff that don't help us. Let's look at something before we get that. That's what it means. It means that Elohim will strengthen. That's what his name meant. They're going to tell you Ezekiel. That is not his name. His name is Yahuah. That's his name, Yahuah. And his name tells you Elohim will strengthen. So we go to his book, we're looking for strength. Now, where we started in Romans 15:4, and we went to 15:1, he said, we then that are
strong
ought to do what?
bear the infirmity.
So where do they get their strength from? From Elohim, because Elohim strengthened them. So with the strength that Elohim had given us, we should be able to strengthen one another. That's right. Y'all got what I'm saying? It's been used, whatever he gives us, that's called edifying. I used to hear edifying all the time out in church. I just played it off. They said, you know what, that don't edify. I said, oh. You try to look like you know what I mean. I don't know what they said. I just know whatever it was that don't do that. How many of y'all didn't know what edifying was? But you heard it. Why nothing triggered us to think about, let me find out what do these words mean? Y'all got it? People have ulterior motives, and people will check you to see if you actually know what you're doing. And since you don't know how to respond, then you don't. That's what they count on you for. Cause to fasten upon, to seize, to be strong. So the first part of the name. To be courageous, to strengthen, to cure, to help, repair, and fortify. Y'all tell me we don't need to know that? Mm-hmm. We don't need to know that. We sick. He said, I'm Yahuah that do what? Heal all your diseases. Akaskuk, which means, listen, I cure, I repair, I fortify, I help. Mm-hmm. He told us in the time of salvation, what did he say I did? Akaskuk. I help you. I need to know that. See, that makes a difference when I'm looking at the book. How many of y'all have been in a situation where you needed help? How many of y'all have been sick where you needed cure? How many of y'all been weak, you need to be strengthened? Well, the man has a book, and we go back to look at the man's name. So what you think I'm going to send that man to do? I need that man to strengthen you. I'm trying to repair you. His name tells you that. Why wouldn't I listen to him? You trying to learn martial arts, I'm going to read a book about how to take the lint from between your toes. It's not going to benefit me for what I'm trying to do. I need a cure. I need help. I need to be strengthened. I need to be repaired, and I need to fortify. I need to come together. I have a book. I have a man. This is what he specializes in. What did we ever think we read Ezekiel? Whoever looked up what the name Ezekiel meant before we transfer? What did you think it meant? Did anybody even think the name had a meaning? No. That's just his name. Yep. Do you know how long white people have counted us to take this book and read it and just think it had no name? These people give you a book and give you a summary of the book. They'll even section it off in the subject matters. Yeah. So you'll know if you want to look at something, you can go over to this tab. You can look over here on this page. You can look through these different, give you an index. Yeah. And a nigga got more sense to learn how to use that, and you got a book concerning your salvation, your living, your existence, and you don't know anything about how to even navigate through it. That's not scary. That no preacher sat us down and said, listen, if we're trying to do this, we need to be reading this. We need to be looking over at this subject matter in order to be accomplished in this. That's dangerous. Look at the man's name. To seize. And that's what you got to do. When we talked about in 2 Corinthians 10:5, for the weapons of our warfare, but mighty, Elohim strengthened. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Mighty through Elohim, he's strengthened. To the seizing of what? Stronghold. So if there's a stronghold, what do you need to take it? Strength. Where you get it from? The book of lint between your toes. You got to get it from your cause because Elohim strengthened. Casting down and every high thing against and bringing into captivity, seizing. I have to seize that. When a thought and an idea comes up that goes contrary to what he wants me to transform to, then I have to be able to pull that down. I got to be able to capture that and take away its hold or take away its power over me. So I need to read a book that gives me that type of strength and information when I'm sick.
Yes, sir.
To bind, to restrain, to conquer. I'm trying to fight these white folk rhetoric out here. Let me ask y'all something. How many of y'all think about these police shooting on a regular? I'm talking about not the shooting that justified shooting. We're talking about the unjustified shooting. I mean, let me say this. When I say unjustified shooting, or killings, George Floyd killing was just totally unjustified, okay? The young boy that jumped back in the car and the police were coming, unjustified, but I'm just being honest with you, he put himself in a real bad situation. Yep. You don't, these are things we have to educate our kids on. The importance of you're dealing with people that don't recognize you as a human being.
Yep.
Okay? So when you're dealing with people like that, we have to teach you how to navigate with these people. And there's certain things you don't do when you're dealing with them. Mm-hmm. Quick, uncertain moves, sticking your hand in your pocket, reaching under your shirt, flaring up like you got something, reaching in your car to get, all these things you need to know. And you know what most of our kids learn it? When they get shot. You know what we do? We send them out with prayer. You don't have no information. I'm just going to pray for you. I'm going to send you on out here. And he decided to reach her. The man ain't told him to reach her. The woman ain't told him to reach her. They thought he was going for a gun and he got shot. Mm. Unjustified to us, but the person standing on the other end is afraid of you. They need to know that. You're dealing with someone that's afraid of you off the rip. How do you handle somebody that's afraid of you?
Right.
If you're afraid I'm gonna hit you, then you always jump in attention. So that person is afraid because what they've been told. Let me see, you animals, you wanna rape white women and kill white kids. You're thieves and you nasty, you don't take baths. You known liars. You're predators and you guys will rape your own kids. You guys are just, you lie all this. So when I approach you, I already got this about you. Let me see, you'll kill your own kids, you'll rape your own kid. Damn sure know you'll kill me. You're ignorant, you're a monkey, you don't take baths. So I already have an image, I already have an ideal about you before I approach. And it ain't care, it ain't concern, it ain't want to know what's going on with you and how I can help you. First thing you do, I'm gonna kill you. First move you make. When I'm telling you that, you got to educate them. So now what happens with us? How do we change what happens to us out there on the street? Prayer. When we don't know who to pray to, we don't have the proper information, then there's some things that need to be done on our end. You don't understand us, you don't recognize us, you don't like us, you don't want us. Hell, we don't have to be here. I don't know why I got to keep forcing myself on you. And praying for change when that's not something you want. Don't worry about it. All right, I'm tired. Just a matter of time for it's your kid. Mm. Just a matter of time. We'll go back now. Let's look at your cause of call. Cause kick. Cause kick. That's good. Let's see. 3 and 17. Y'all try to hang in here. Let's see. 3 and 17. Let's see what he wants to do. 3 and 17.
Yes, sir.
Your cause of call. Listen.
Ben of Adam.
What happened?
I have made thee a watchman unto the bed of Yasharal.
And what you want to do?
Therefore, Shama the debar at my paw.
Hear the word from my mouth. And
give them warning from me.
So if I'm trying to warn you, what that typically for? People in transgression or people that could be in a dangerous situation. That's the whole purpose you're trying to warn somebody. Hey, don't step right there. There's a hole right there. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I don't want nothing to happen to you. Mm-hmm. So guess who warned you? Yahuah did.
Right.
Yahuah warned you. Guess what that was? Man, I appreciate that. That helped you. That's what your cause of call was there for. See, you see the difference now when you start to look at books, why you look at them? That ain't a warning if I told you a warning. I said, look out, there's a rock finna hit you. Wouldn't that help you if I told you that you could duck and move? That's what this book is telling you. Get them warning from me. I want you to hear what I'm telling you. Tell them that this is me warning them. They say, I appreciate that your car's a call. You know that's funny, your name actually means help. Mm-hmm. That's why I sent him. You know it from me.
Yes, sir.
Ezekiel, what? It never enlightened us. Nothing clicked on. The books that you're reading, the name title is giving you part of the subject matter. I'm trying to give you a cure. Take a minute. Warning. Excessive use. What does that to do? Why they put that on there? To help you. This is to help you. I set somebody up as a watchman. Can we start up with the definition of what a watchman is? Probably like security. Oh, no, I just came up with that. Okay, for a definition, meaning, for implant. Okay, definitely appreciate it. Watchman, a man employed to look after an empty building, especially at night. A lot of times that's when you'll put a lot of your security in is at night, because that's when a lot of times most of your detrimental effect will come in is at nighttime. Even when we look at 1 Thessalonians right quick, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, 5 and 1. Let's see what it says. Mm-hmm. Let us know this book here was written to the Thessalonians. Those in what they call Thessalonica. This is 5 and 1. Listen to the book.
But of the times and the seasons are keen, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Now you're talking to people that's going to be familiar with time. Time is determined by a couple of things. We'll determine it first of all through day and night. That's the first way we do it. As the day starts to go, you'll see the sun peak, then you'll start to see it diminish. It starts to allow you to know the time. It's getting high time, or you know the time is getting ready to end from the day and we're going into the night. So that's the first way we learn how to recognize time, day and night. The next one we start looking at the yard, start giving us a time span. Then we start looking at Shana over the course of a year. How time change. We learn by it from the weather. It's starting to get cooler. So we start knowing we're starting to diminish summer and we're moving into winter. So now he started to tell them, and concerning the word of times and seasons, my Akeem for brother, you have no need to be written to you. There's no reason for me to kitab this to you, because you know about it naturally. You know if it's getting ready to get cool, if you got something out there, you need to go and get that in, because it's getting ready to get a winter blast, getting ready to take it out what you got left. Ain't that right? You start knowing, just like a woman would know in the country. They start knowing when things happen. They know, hey, it's start canning, start preserving, putting stuff up. It's time to start putting out your blankets, because they know time's right. So now, for us, we're going to parallel with us. When we start to see all the detriment, all the things that he told us were going to come on the Iraqs, this was a season. Earthquakes in different places. Wars and rumors of wars. He told us this was, what was this? That means the time will change. You have a beginning of winter and a beginning of summer. He let you know the times are changing. Hello? All these things he sold now, he's telling me of the times and the seasons, which you know from nature. You have no need, I write unto you. Let's see what he told us. Verse 2. Listen.
For yourselves know Tamim that the Yom of Yahuah so cometh as a thief in the Layla.
Whoa! As a thief? Why thief at night? Watchman. Because this is typically when the thing's going to fall on you at night. Let's see what he told her.
For when they shall say, Shalom and safety, then suddenly destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon an Ashah with Yalid, and they shall not escape.
And they shall not able to escape. They're not going to be able to get away. They're not going to be able to come up with another force or another situation that's going to get them out of it. He said that's how it happens. Just like a woman that's trying to deliver, that baby coming. That baby girl, they'll tell you, say, they said, you having this baby. It's coming. He said, that's how it's going to pop on you. Okay? And these people are trying to tell you it's okay, it's safe. They're like they're telling these people the coronavirus. They can't keep their mind on which line of that's the Delta virus. They can tell you it's still rampant, but the hospitals ain't full of these people. And they'll close down most of these clinic testing. Because these people, they're ushering a lie, they're ushering a fear on these people. Then they run them out and make them think they got better with the shot. Now the folks going trying to get a second shot with another dose to try to usher. And the CD said, don't do it. Because they'll tell you a lot of these people having heart problems. A lot of these people breaking out in blisters over their whole body. A lot of these people having so many complications with these shots, it's downright ridiculous. And they never did enough tests to find out how long they even last. Because they done told everybody it was safe.
Right.
And this was going to let them have peace. Then sudden destruction going to come upon them. All right, let's see the next verse, 4.
But ye, Akim,
Brother.
are not in Kashaf,
See that? You're not in what? You're not in darkness. That what happened?
that Yum should overtake you as a
That they
thief.
should overtake you as a thief. This what happened. 4,
Ye are all the Benim of Aur,
the sons of light. So that's important because darkness depicts one time, light depicts another one. He said, now you're the Benim of light, which means you're the children of light, which we learned about Elohim, because we said we are the children, the Benim of Elohim. Elohim told us, according to Yahuah 1 and 7, he said Elohim is Aur, which is light, which means he manifests, he made clear. So you thinking light as a here. This is your first knowledge about light, because all light does is make known. Simple as it is, that's all it does, make known. So if I told you, Alvin, tomorrow at 6 o'clock, your tire was gonna blow out. All I did was make that clear for you. I wasn't actually literally this, but you understand it from light. Because light will show you certain things. With light, you can say, I didn't even notice that last night I was driving. Of course you didn't, it was dark. But once our ore came in, it made it clear. And you can see it, it was more visible. So all he did was, he's like, I'll make information more visible to you. Got it? Which allows you to know things before it came on you. Y'all got it? That's all. That's why he said, he talked about a man stumbling. When he said a man stumble? It's typically gonna be night because he missed something. He didn't see something. I forgot it was there because I couldn't see it. He talked about that. Let's see. And he told you we are not of the sons beneath of the Layla, nor of dark, Kashak for darkness. Let's see. Let's see why he told us why. So then,
let us not sleep as do others.
And when you sleep?
Layla.
At night, listen.
But let us watch and be sober.
Let us be alert and be sober. Let's see why. For
they that sleep.
We went somewhere. Right, all right. For those who sleep
in the Layla.
Fall asleep at Layla. So these folks be sleeping daytime, that's different. And those who get
drunk
in the
Layla.
So he was warning you. That's how he was doing. That's what your cause called Santa do, to warn you, to let you know about it. Now he just made you a watchman. Now you know how to watch for yourself. Child, we finna go out here tonight. Child, we finna get out drunk, or we finna get out to woo. Go ahead. I'm not of the Kashak. With Kashak, you can't see. You don't know how to navigate. But with Or you do. So since I know how to navigate, he told me these are the people he's gonna overtake. And what's clear for he said, as it was in the days of Noah, that they call Noah, he said it's gonna be the same way in the coming of the men of Adam. That's right. He said, as in the Yum that were before the flood. You ain't gonna believe what they were doing. Eating and marrying until the flood came. Took all of them out of him. You think they would have did that had it been flood and rain? Man, they go out here and have a cookout. Only in Miami, some play they do the hurricane party. We don't do no stuff like that. You got other, they ain't on the play. They before throw. Typically, you think them people would have been partying? They would sit out here starting the flood rain. Come on, let's get married out here in the flood rain. They be like, no, ain't no time. We need to be worried about our safety. Guess what happened? So all this is a derision, it's an illusion to these people because they don't have somebody or to them to let them see that this thing is going to come down on them, it's going to catch them unawares. So he started to tell her, look at your separation. Not you go say, I'm the Benim of light. Why? because the book said I am. No, because of the behavior that you exemplify. These people are not conscious. They think at nighttime it's okay just to sleep and don't worry about it, but you need to be alert. You need to sleep in a readiness, alert. Y'all got it? Now, when Yasharal was taking Pesach, when was it? And they had on their pajamas. They had their staff in their hand and their shoes on their feet at nighttime, preparing to do what? Which means they were alert at night, because they were told something was going to happen. Now he's telling you to be your cause of call. Kosgi, you need to be aware. You need to be alert. You need to pay attention. He's trying to help you. You need to be watching. He was a watchman, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
If I just told you to be alert, what I just told you? Everybody need to be watching.
Yep.
That's how we do this. All right, let me see what happened. 8, and I'll get y'all back. Don't worry about verse 8. Let's go back to your cause of call, 3 and 17. Since we kind of understand about him, we have a little knowledge more about his name, his Shem. Let's see what he came to do. 3 and 17, your cause of call. They call Ezekiel. Listen.
Being of Adam, I have made thee a watchman unto the Beth of Yasharal. Therefore, Shama the Debar and my pa.
And
Give them warning from me.
let's see what it said. 18 verse. Listen.
When I say unto the Rasha,
That's right. To the Rasha for the wicked. You
shalt surely move.
and
Thou givest him not warning,
nor.
speakest to warn the Rasha from his Rasha
He
Durak.
says speak out. Make sure you speak out about it. From his Rasha Durak, his way. That he,
To Yasha his Kai,
the live.
the same Rasha Ish,
The
shall
wicked man.
move in his iniquity, but his dom will I require at thine hand.
That's what he was looking at. That's what he was looking at. So guess what? When Yahushua came here, he was your cause of call. Because he came to help us. People didn't realize why he helped the woman out with the issue of blood. He was your cause of call. He also could cure. She went to the doctor, nobody could help her.
That's right.
But when she touched him and his garment, the stench stopped. He was your cause of call. He was the cure.
Sir.
Man sitting here, he was blind from his mother womb, he opened his eyes. He was the cure.
Yes, sir.
He went over a city and looked and wept over it. You know why? They didn't know the time of their visitation. He was watching. He said, had you even known what was going to come in your Yamin, your days? He was watching. See, that's how important it is to go back and watch these people. Now you understand when they look, he want to know who people saying I am. Some say your cause a call. Some saying you're in Yahuah. A lot of names would have came up, a lot of Shem. Because you exemplify so many behaviors. You're out here curing people, helping people. Folks sitting out here, he helping them out. Man can't stretch his hand out. Man, hand wither. He said, stretch out your hand. He said, man, you don't know how much that helped me out. Remember that. You know that right? Man, that was Kosky what you just did. I appreciate it. So you know me. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
You see why it makes sense now when you start to watch his behavior? Why people were watching him? Because the stuff he was doing was like, it's like this man is your cause call? Yaram Yahu?
Not be.
Or one of the Naba'in because he did so much.
Yeah.
But then when you were familiar with these people's names, when you were familiar with these people's course of action, and then you start to watch what he would exemplify, it made sense. See, these people believe in somebody and they don't even know why. They really don't know why. They just do it. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm watching for something. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Let's see something. See if that's, I don't know. See if that's 131 and 1, I think it is, a Tahalim. I think it is, let's see. I got old. Let me see if that makes sense. 131. I think this is. We're talking about watching. 130. 130. Appreciate it. So you almost gonna be worth something one day. Not today. Not today. And tomorrow ain't looking no better. Jahid ain't getting no better. Let me just say 130. Let me say. It's at verse 6. Oh, 5. Let's see. 5. All right, read.
I wait for Yahuah, my Nephash doth wait, and in his debar I do your call.
Go ahead.
My Nephash waiteth for Yahuah more than they,
Hold on for a minute. What does it do?
waiteth for Yahuah
I can't imagine.
more than they,
More than who?
they
That do what?
that watch for the morning.
See that? I'm already a watchman. He said, I'm already looking. That's something I'm looking for him in the morning. I'm looking now. You think about the people that watch it in the morning. The book told her that he was coming like a thief in the night. Mm-hmm. So he said, my Nephash is watching more than them. He get that from your call.
Yeah.
He was a watchman. Hello?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what we had to do. There people waiting for him to come in the morning. He said, I'm watching more than them. I got to be watching at night. Hello? Mm-hmm. Goodness.
Yes, sir.
I'm seeing where y'all at. So all these things are important for us to consider. Now we go back, you start to look and learn what these people's names mean. You start to go back, certain things start to alert us to make sense for us. See, these people been counting us to keep reading with no understanding. That's how they beat you and defeat you. You run out with some false, broken hope that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever because you don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what you read. You don't even understand what you heard. You don't even know what's the importance of their names or the meaning of them. And you ain't even looking at what they exemplified when they were here. Hello? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go back to your cause of call. So we read 18. He told me he's going to require it at your hand. 19. And?
Yet, if thou warn the Rosha, and he turn not from his Rasha, nor from his Rasha Darat, he shall moot in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy Nephash.
So guess what he just gave him? Consolation.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be stuck with that stuff. He said, I got to warn you. It's consolation in doing his job. If I go out here and I warn the people, I don't warn the people, I'm going to moot. Then I warn the people. What if I do warn them and they don't take it? Well, if you told them and they don't do it, that's on them. Mm-hmm. I give him the cool. Who gonna go out and do the job? It don't matter how I go, I'm gonna still be punished for it. I don't want to do it. Don't make sense to you. You don't whoop me anyway. I'm used to doing it. So now he go out. He got Nakum. He got consolation. That if I go out and I tell these people, and you who already know, these people not gonna do it, but you tell them anyway. Y'all got it? Let's see what he told them. 33. I'll come back there. See that 33 and 1. 30. 33 and 30. Same book. Your cause a call. Let's see. 33 and 30. But
Thou, Ben of Adam, the benim of thy arm, still are talking against thee by the wall,
and
in the daw of the beth, and speak one to another, every one to his ox, saying, Come, I palaw you, and Shama, what is the bar that cometh forth from Yahuah?
let's see.
And they come unto thee as the arm cometh, and they sit before thee as my arm, and they shama my dabarim,
They hear the word.
but they will not do them.
For
With their paw they shew much ahab, but their lob goeth after their covetousness.
see that? He said they mouth produce a whole lot of stuff, a lot of hard, and their law goes after their unjust gain. 32.
And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely cheer of
Say
one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they shama the dabarim, but they do them not.
Y'all hear that? He said, but you are to them as a singer of love songs, a beautiful voice, and playing well on an instrument. For they hear your words, but they do not practice them. They do not put them into use. Y'all got that? 11:16, Matthew. Matthew 11:16. Listen.
And say, but whereunto shall I liken this to Tsadyq?
He said, shall I compare? You know what it means to compare something? You kind of measure them against one another. Y'all got it? He's looking at what is he going to compare this to Tsadyq to? This generation, this time period. What is it like?
Unto Benin sitting in the markets,
Sitting where?
in the market,
And what happened?
and calling unto their fellows,
To the Real saying, hold on, what could they been telling them?
we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
Let's say. For
Yahuah came neither eating nor drinking, and they say he had
Shadim, probably Shadim. What do they call it? Just one. Shed for a demon
he hath a shed.
in him.
The Ben of Adam came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a each gluttonous and a winebibber, a rayah of publicans and kataim. But wisdom is justified of her beneath.
Hold on, look what they said to him. Look at him. They like that. They like us. Yeah, them niggas. We niggas. We don't like to pay taxes. Now they got red fought. They like, man, you around here collecting taxes? That could have been temple tax, not the tax you talking about. Cause they're saying that he liked to do that and he was sinners. But wisdom is
Justified of her beneath.
by her sons, her benin. If you notice, he started talking, comparing them to children sitting in a marketplace. It's talking about piping into them. That's what he told Yahuah. He said they come and they sit before you and they hear your word, but they won't do them.
Yeah.
He said just like one that can play well on the instrument, that has a pleasant voice. They hear it, but they're not gonna do it. Now see, you just learned something. What sense it made to tell you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now you go back and realize he just told him about it. He said, so you didn't catch on. Because he told Yahuah that. He said, they're still talking against you. He said, they're going to come before you just like the arm do. And they're going to sit before you. He said, they're going to hear your dabarim. They're not going to do it. It's going to be in comparison to one that has a pleasant voice that can play well on the instrument. They hear it, but they're not going to do it. And he started, for whatever reason, he just dreamed and pulled something up, started talking about sitting in a marketplace and somebody piping on the instrument. And they still didn't catch on what to do. Hello?
Yes, sir.
That's what he would let them know. So he let them know. So wisdom is justified of her beneath. We can go back and look at your causal call. What I really want us to do is to make sure we're focusing in and get this right. Every one of us, it's just a matter of time we're gonna be out of here.
Yeah.
And you don't want that to be you. that this thing come up against you, 'cause I'm going to do my job. If you don't get in, it won't count on me. That's my consolation. He said, all you got to do is you get them warning and you tell me it's from me. And when they don't do it, he said, it's going to come to pass. I'm going to take them in their Russia, in your wickedness that you're doing. He said, but I can deliver myself. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Everybody here, you better consider. 19, and you
warn the Rasha, and he turned not from his Rasha, nor from his Rasha Darag. He shall moot in his iniquity,
he going to die in his iniquity.
but thou hast delivered thy Nephash.
Let's see what happened. And
Again, when a Tsadyq Ish doth turn from his Tsadyq and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall moot.
that's tight. Y'all know how, let me tell y'all something. Do y'all hear what the man just said?
Yes, sir.
You doing something wrong. I warn you, so you stop doing that. You can turn yourself back and get yourself right. You turn and get yourself right. Anybody here doing wrong, I put it out here to you. You can turn from and do it. He said, but when a man doing right, and he decided to turn from doing right, he said, I'm gonna put an obstacle in that man's face. I'm gonna put an obstacle in his way, and he's gonna die. That's tight. That's tight. Let's see. And when a Tsadyq man, Ish, turns away from his Tsadyq and commits iniquity and place an obstacle, he said, you need to tell him who put that down. Devil trying to trouble me, devil trying to put something in my way. He said, and I placed that obstacle. An obstacle before him. And if he repent,
Shall moot.
since you have not warned him, he shall die in his qatar, and his Tsadyq deeds which he has done shall be remembered. But his dumb I shall require at your
Hand.
That's why you need a watchman. That's how important it was to have him up now. Because anybody here can turn and move from your right. But, well, ain't my problem. He said, then I'm going to put an obstacle in that man's way. That make a man like, I can't afford for you not to be watching for me. Because that man said, for the righteous man, he didn't say he was going to put no obstacle in the way of somebody was doing wrong. He said, but when a man doing right and he turned, I'm going to put an obstacle in their way. I'm going to make it hard for him to get back. He said, and you need to warn him, because I'm going to kill that man, and I won't remember nothing he did right. That's how important it is for your cause, because he meant a lot to them. See, that we don't know the value. You know, numbers. So you teach number value system. Commas make a difference. Decimals make a difference, because you start to see values. You got what I'm saying? It make a difference on it. You start to see the value in these people. You're just thinking, it's just some people right. I gave them a shim that you should know. So when you saw that person coming, what other could he be coming other than to look out for you, to help you, to strengthen you, to cure you, to help you to seize and take the moment. I mean, come on. All these things you look at, this is something valuable to us. And we know it comes from Elohim. Yahuah has done this for us. But we just viewing them as just some comical name that some white people gave us, and we ain't never looked up to know what it meant. And we don't understand how inspiring their sefer was, their scrolls were, even by their shim. Then we started, if your name is help me, help, seize, strengthen, cure, I'm looking for that. You have all the ingredients of what I'm looking for. We don't do, pray and just open your Bible and just run through it. So wherever you lead me, Lord. What's the purpose of me naming them and putting them in these categories and giving these characteristics? And you're going to start praying me closing your eyes and flipping pages. That don't make sense. What are you looking for? Salvation? Why would you not look at Yahushua? That's Yahuah's salvation. He saves. I don't know, I want to be saved. I just don't know where to look. Y'all see how dumb we been? We just been dumb. I just keep searching and looking, hoping the Lord will just somehow, some way. Somehow, some way? This makes no sense. All right, let's see what 21 tell them. Y'all bored out, so I ain't gonna talk y'all too long. Listen, y'all ain't gotta get it. I'm gonna clip myself. Cause I show y'all, I heard this from a man one time, listen, I hope this will help y'all, but I'm actually preaching this to encourage me. I hope this help you, but I'm preaching it to encourage me. Because I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall. I'm trying to listen, that man's announcing him able to keep you from falling. I need to get this thing right. Y'all all right? But you,
If thou warn the Tsadyq Ish that the Tsadyq kata not, and he doth not kata, he shall surely kai, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered thy nafash.
let's help each other out, y'all. See, we can help each other out. I want to be delivered, and I want you to be delivered. But we can't be delivered with no misinformation and no false concept and no close our eyes and throw it up in the air. What stay in the air, God, what hit the ground is ours. Got time for that foolishness. We ain't on no wishing on no star. I ain't flipping no coin on no salvation. That damn thing go anywhere in the world. I ain't got time for that. I got to be able to hold of something solid. You putting these time and hours in for what? It's the game. We're trying to get ahead. Mm-hmm. Let's see the 47th chapter of the same book. Let's see what it's saying. 47. I don't know why I'm going here. Let's see. 47. Let me see 37. Hold on, stop. Hold on. 47. Yeah. All right. Let's see. 47. I'm there now. I know y'all believe it. I don't have no script when I get up either. We just look it up and wherever it takes us. I ain't against scripts now, so don't think I'm against them. I don't know. I got too old. 47 and 1. All right, listen.
Afterward, he brought me again unto the door of the bed, and behold, Maim issued out from under the threshold of the bed eastward, for the forefront of the bed stood toward the east, and the Maim came down from under from the right side of the bed at the south side of the altar.
All right, let me get first two. Mm-hmm.
Then brought he me out of the Tsadyq of the door northward, and led me about the Tsadyq without unto the utter door by the Tsadyq that looketh eastward. And behold, there ran out Maim on the right side.
Trickling from the right side. Mm-hmm.
And when the east that had the line in his hand went forward eastward, he measured 1,000 cubits, and he brought me through the Maim. The Maim were to the ankles.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he measured 1,000 and brought me through the Maim. The Maim were to the knees. Again, he measured 1,000 and brought me through. The Maim were to the loins.
Mm-hmm.
Afterward,
hold on, let me get 5. Go ahead.
Afterward, he measured 1,000, and it was a nahar that I could not pass over. For the Maim were kum, Maim to swim in, a nahar that could not be passed over.
Okay. Let's see. What happened?
And he said unto me, Ben of Adam, hast thou seen this? Then he brought me and caused me to return to the brink of the nahar.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happened. Yes?
Now, when I had returned, behold, at the bank of the nahar were very many ox on the one side and on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Then said he unto me, these Maim issue out toward the east country, and go down into the desert, and go into the Nahar, which being brought forth into the Nahar, the Maim shall be healed.
Okay.
And it shall come to pass that everything that Kai, which moveth whithersoever the Nahar shall come, shall Kai, and there shall be a very great multitude of fish, because these Maim shall come thither, for they shall be healed, and everything shall live whither the Nahar cometh.
Mm-hmm. Go up.
And it shall come to pass that the fishers shall stand upon it from En Gedi even unto En Eglium. They shall be a Malchum to spread forth nets. Their fish shall be according to their kinds, as the fish of the great Nahar, exceeding many.
Mm-hmm.
But the miry places thereof and the marshes thereof
Swamps and the marshes.
shall not be healed, they shall be given to salt. And by the Nahar upon the bank thereof, on this side and on that side, shall grow all ox for meat, whose leaf shall not fade, neither shall the pari thereof be consumed.
Why?
It shall bring forth new pari according to his yared, because their Maim they issued out of the Makdash, and the pari thereof shall be for meat,
And
the leaf thereof for medicine.
that's going to be your cure. Your Tsadyq told you about that. The Tsadyq told you about a couple of things that you could compare it to. How they ran out and gave life. So did it do when they came out of the gun. There were Nahars that ran out from them. And all them fed out. And water is substance to life. He started telling you what side he went out of. Did he tell you what side he went out of? Good, listening. The east? He told you he went out the north gate. I don't know what he's talking about right now. He told you he went out the north gate because that's where Yahuah go in at. It's important for y'all to know about those gates, those doors. The north gate is where Yahuah goes in. They're all facing toward the east side. Let me show you something. Pick up the 19th chapter of the book of Yahuah. Yahuah 19. So, it's 1931. Let's see. Yahuah 19 and 31. Listen.
The Yahudim, therefore, because it was the preparation that the bodies should not remain upon the toot on the Shabbat Yom, for that Shabbat Yom was a Shabbatum.
It was significant.
But salt, pelotis, that their legs might be broken, and that they might be taken away.
How important this was to you? That's how all that was significant for us. And the fact that we saw them, no doubt somebody would have looked at one of them. But it was told them not a bone of him should be broken. Isn't that right? We couldn't break the Torah. He was our instructor and our instruction. You couldn't break it. That's what he was trying to implement. The problem we had before, people had been going against it, and you might think you broke it, but the Torah stayed whole. You just went contrary. The Torah never changed. That's what he kind of shows with Yahushua there, by putting the Torah in him. That was the direction and instruction. The instruction didn't never change. If you break the rules change. The rules stay the same.
Right.
You got to get yourself together. Hello?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
see. What happened?
Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first
Yeah.
and of the other which was crucified with him.
And I can imagine.
But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was moved already, they brake not his legs.
So what happened? Hold on.
But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out Dom and Maim.
That's what they saw there. Your Tsadyq seen it trickling out on his right side. And you know what? It was pouring out toward the east, because it was already in the east country. That's it. He saw it. That's how important for us to come to get that Maim and what he was giving us. So we get Kai, everything that flowed in and live. Hello?
Yes, sir.
737 of the book of Yahuah. Yahuah 7:37. Listen.
In the last yom, that great yom of the Cog,
What happened?
Yahushua stood and Tsadyq, saying,
What did he say?
if any each thirst,
Let him do what?
come unto me and drink.
I couldn't imagine. Let's see.
He that among on me, as the Kitab hath said, out of his belly shall flow not Nahar of Kai Maim.
I'm trying to remember. Where would he come from? Hold on, slow down, come back down. Where is he getting all this from by some flowing living water?
That's right.
I must pray and ask my Jesus about it. Have y'all read anything about some flowing about some Maim giving life?
Yes, sir.
Did that help you? Can't help make sense. So who will understand this? And then where he told you to come and get it from him. You're not gonna believe where he saw it flow out. He saw it flow out from the altar.
That's right.
That tree that Yahushua was on, that was an altar.
Yeah.
They were offering a sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
He saw the Maim flowing out from the altar.
Good teacher.
It didn't flow out 8 later. He was on an altar. That's why the book told they should look on him whom.
They appear.
That's why they were watching him. It was significant to watch him. You know who'd have been watching him? Watchers. That'd have been, that's the whole purpose. Your book told you, Zechariah, they should look on him. So what were they doing?
Wow.
They were watching. How were they watching? All right, and more than that were waiting for the morning.
Yeah.
They were watching him.
Yes,
It was
sir.
important for them. Ain't that right? We wanted to overtake us. See, everything that flowed in the water, he said, live.
That's
So
right.
he was talking about this. Listen here. Shall flow rivers, Nahar of Kai Maim, living waters. Let's see what he was talking about, though. He said this about the Ruach. What?
Which they that among on him should receive. For the Ruach HaKadosh was not yet given, because that Yahushua was not yet kabul.
So it was a time period coming that they was going to be able to come now. So guess what they're going to have to need to know? Time and seasons. Time and season. Because it didn't happen then. So what I need to be watching for? And they ain't have no reason for nobody to have to write it to me to tell them again.
That's right.
It's going to be at a certain time. So they're going to have to be precise and know about time and seasons. Hello? I don't know, man. It's a little slower for y'all, but y'all do need to try to understand what's going on. Because now you look at his speech a little different when you start looking at the man wasn't just shooting something out his mouth. The people who would have been there would have been people that would have been knowledgeable about the writings, the Torah. They're familiar with living waters. Your Tsadyq helped them out when he told them they were going to usher out from the altar. And he told them he was going in the north. And they know one Matar was named specifically for going in the north. That's Yehudah. The fact that he was going in the north gate. That's what they were watching. What side they looked that he was pierced at and where was the water flowing down to. Then he said he saw it trickling. And everything that moved in that water lived. Now Yahuah just came and told him about it. So now he had to do a comparable. Guess what he told him? He said, I'm really talking about the Ruach. So now he's using the Ruach to compare it to water, ma'in, giving life. So does the Ruach. Hello? So everybody that get inside the word get life. Yeah. That's what he told us. He said, I'm really talking about the spirit, the Ruach. Your cousin called seen it. He saw something naturally happen. He saw fish. They need water. Fish, everything that in the water, it lives. He saw something natural. He saw water issuing out coming from the altar. Where in the world? You saw, look at how you start tracing saying, where in the world is this water coming from? It's coming from, he said, it's flowing from the altar. And it's starting to run down. It's flowing down toward the east. Who was in Shadim? Us. It came up first. It was coming for us. And everybody that stayed inside the word, that stayed inside the ma'in, he said he had life. It would be good if it's something they wanted. If they really want to know what they were doing. Or if you just want to sit here and play Christian church again, just, hear something, we can just run through some stuff and you start feeling good in yourself. But you just be honest, just admit, you don't have no understanding. We didn't have it. It's set and it's designed like that. That man said, I put a stumbling block in front of you. That don't scare you out of the fact that man can put something in front of you to stop you and cut you off. That's why I can't say how people so willing to just turn away from it and let it go. It's critical for everybody. It's that critical for everybody. That everybody sit back and consider where you at. Above everything you got, above everything you possess, above every desire you got, the one thing that's key and component we got to make sure, we got to have it right. That's my honest prayer. I pray the same thing every time. You ain't gonna believe why. That's what I want. That's what I want. I don't go order nothing off no menu because that ain't what I want. I order what I want. They said, sir, we brought this out. We know you ordered that. Well, you shouldn't have, because that's not what I asked for. What I asked him for, that's what I want. I asked him enough about it. I want him to say, apparently, this is what he wants. Because he won't stop asking me for it. Oriel, 18:1. I'll try to let y'all get out of here. I got to take me a hemp break. Y'all ain't going to mess up my hemp. I guess I need to speak with everybody for a brief minute. Yahuah willing. The adults. Don't waste a whole lot of time to get finished. Get your kids out of here. Don't waste up my time. I don't have a whole lot of time so I can get through, take my break, get my hemp in my system so I can meditate. All right, I'll give Mr. Yahuah here time. After that, I'm a smoke till I can't smoke no more. Smoke till I can't smoke no more. Smoke till the smoke, the smoke, the smoke. Oh. All right, here we go. 18:1, listen.
And he spake and Mashali unto them to this end.
Like what?
That unashamed ought always to law
and
not to faint.
Not to lose heart. Not to lose confidence in. Listen. That's what a lot of y'all do. Y'all lose confidence. He said y'all to always palau and not to faint. Not to give up. All right, listen. 2. All
saying,
right.
There was in a city a Shaphat, which Yara not Elohim, neither regarded Ish.
Neither he lift his face, pioneer of men.
And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of mine adversary.
Judge my case according against my opponent. Mm-hmm.
And he would not for a while.
He refused after a few days. He refused day after day.
But afterward he said within himself, Though I Yara not Elohim, nor regard Ish.
Do I respect the face of men. 5. Today. Thank you.
Yet, because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she wearied.
Let's see what he said. He said, I shall carry out the judgment, which the mashpat, of this widow on account of her worrying me, lest by her continual noon coming she oppress me with words. Dabarim. Let's see what happened, verse 6. Here's condemnation. And
The Adon said, Yahuah, what the unjust Japhet saith,
listen,
and shall not Elohim avenge his own elect, which cry Yum and Layla unto him, though he bear long with them.
listen. But shall the Elohim himself not carry out the mashpat of his chosen ones, who yakra to him day and layla? Shall he restrain himself regarding them? Question 8. I
tell
say to you,
that he will avenge them speedily.
he shall surely carry out their mashpat in swiftness.
Nevertheless, when the Ben of Adam cometh, shall he find Amunah on their rods.
That's what we're looking at. Who gonna stay with it? That's why I keep asking him. I'm gonna worry him. I don't want to ask for nothing else. I might mess up something. He said he moved from it. That's not what he really wanted. No, that's what I want. That's why I do it. You need to know why I do some of the stuff I do, don't you? He said that woman was successful. He started looking at, she worried me. He keep asking me the same thing. So will I. Then he told me, why don't you do the same thing with him? He told her before, we weary him with our words. He did, but the words we had then weren't the words. How he said we weary him with our words? What'd you say? Online? How many of y'all remember he told us that we weary him with our words? How many of y'all don't remember why he said we weary him with our words? He said because you say everybody that did Rasha was doing Tsadyq. Because you kept saying people were right when they were wrong. He said that bothers me. That you keep telling people they're right when they're wrong. He said you have wearied me with your words. So we're not trying to tell him something wrong is right. We're trying to make right right. And we're trying to tell him some things that's not right that we want him to make right for us. Because we're right. That's when he'll come and avenge us. Okay? Makes a difference. See why people not effective in what they're doing? Because they're not considering where you at. Should I be asking him to avenge me or avenge me, this is all hypothetical, against Hashikashi? I stole something from him and he going around telling people I stole from him. I'm gonna keep asking him so he'll avenge me. This is called double down stupidity. This is what we'll do though. I'm gonna keep asking him to avenge me of Hashikashi who I stole from. But that's how we'll take stuff and we'll try to use it when you're not in compliance. It doesn't work to anything. He should be avenged by me, of me, because I've taken something from him and he hadn't gotten just due from it. So it's in your benefit for all of us to be in compliance when you asking for something. And don't save me. Let me see, what you doing to be saved? I think I'm, where in your book it got what you think? You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. According to what? What are you doing? What do you even know about salvation? Do you know how this works? If everything lives that stayed in the water, what happens when you get out the water? So everything, he was talking about the spirit. So everybody in the spirit lives. What happens when you get out? So what do you need to do?
Get in the water. Stay there.
I don't know how to do it. It make no sense. We've used lazy excuses to justify just dumb behavior. Because you assume you know something, you assume you're on a pattern or something, and you're really not. But now he's getting us to breaking it down to the most simplest form so we know what we need to do. if I want to live, what I need to do? Y'all sound like one of them damn songs I was singing I ain't know the words to. What do I need to do if I want to live? Stay in the word. I'm out of the word, but I want to live. I can't. They don't make no sense. Keep talking just keep trying. You're not trying if you out. You got to be in. He told me who out. Dogs, sorcerer, whoremonger, everything that and loveth a kazal. So why am I out here? You a dog, whoremonger? No, you just got to pray here and there. Some folk don't know. You out for a reason. That's why when he look at us putting our affection on things and not on, because it's going to pull you away. It's going to take, it ain't hard. It's going to pull everything. I'm just with. Somebody said, you heard that? Who that? You want to fight him? Thanks. She said she want to fight. Hypothetically, I do a hard, I'm using now, this is the way I need to be walking, okay? I need you to go opposite way though. What I need to do? By love of the Lord, he heard my cry and pity my groan. I need to be going this way. What's the problem? Lord, keep me. Lord, guide me. Lord, hold me and let me go where I need to be going. Because Lord, know I'm trying. See, this is hypothetical. I want to have an example to a lot of us. You don't see what's pulling you and what got you out. There's time to, man, let me tell you, maybe it's my watch. Maybe the road is so dim and so messed up. I don't want to deal with what it really is. Lord, what could it be? What's drawing me and pulling on me? What I don't want to address and want to deal with. That's what's keeping me from doing that. So at some point I got to let that go if I want to live. Because he done told me everything that abide in the ma'in live. So everything now, Yahushua came on talking about water. I know you good, sweet. He done talked to me about ma'in. If everybody who's thirsty, who's trying to be replenished, come unto me and you can drink. Then he started talking about kai in it, life living. That sound like your call. But he said, but now I'm talking about the ruach. Before you run, try to jump in a pool or jump in a lake, I'm actually talking about staying in the ruach. That's kai, that's living ma'in right here. Because the ruach is steadily flowing. It's steadily replenishing. But you got to decide what you're gonna hold to the most. That's why I told you can't serve two. You can't have two Adon. You can't do it. You got a person got two jobs, they'll start hating the other one. So gotta get ready to go to this second one. Goodness, man, I hate that thing. He told me, how many heard people do her work too? They be like, oh goodness, I go to this one. Boy, that thing really just, like that white woman on that video. She was losing. She was losing on that. But I said, who is this lady? She was losing. I quit damn job. That's the truth, because you know what? And that's what happened with the way when you got something else that's pulling to you the most. It's hard to serve. And people don't realize the reason why it's hard to serve is because of where you set your affection. People that make serving Yahuah like it's the hardest thing in the world to do, and it's really not. I'm being with y'all, I ain't stressed out. I ain't broke, it ain't stressing me. It just ain't. I'll be honest with you, I done conform my life to everything I got is usable for the time. My Lord ain't on my house, no car, listen, none of I'll put my listen. I'll come to grips with. I ain't got nothing somebody else ain't have. Whatever you got, somebody go down the street and walk, hold on. I was just come and walk down the street. You know that? Huh? All right, turn your stuff by him. You're just gonna be walking down the street. What y'all found? Pick it up, that's it up. Now that $20 came from heaven. Exactly. That's right. No, I'm just saying, what I'm saying there, it is funny. Who look what God done gave? Y'all know how you got this $20? And guess what'll happen if you don't do what you need to do? He'll turn around and take it from you. See, I started doing my math like that and start looking at how accountability when he give you something. You ain't got nothing, somebody else ain't had. Y'all got what I'm saying? You went to Jerusalem. You were not the first people there.
Right. That's right.
He told you that. The people who were here before you, I cast them out. That's how you got it. So now you got here and you became wicked. Now how I'm going to leave you here? The person I caused to lose what they got was so wicked before me. And now you wicked. What's going to happen? No, fire, pray. Father God, most Jesus. I don't know what's going to happen. This is called stupidity. So I started to learn, Smith, you're only getting what you have because somebody else. How many of y'all was a member of another religious organization? So somebody lost you. You only got what you got because somebody else lost it. Life is a revolving cycle. People die. You ain't going to believe it. People are born. It's a revolving cycle. That's all they're revolving. So you know what you start learning? Why you got it? Make the most of it and make sure it ain't got you. Make sure you recognize who give. EU, son and daughter die. Who? Them damn bastard Chaldeans. Them SOBs. Y'all remember he said that?
No.
What did he say?
Yahuah giving.
What we'll do? Be honest. Them damn Chaldeans. Please send them to hell. Them SOBs done burnt up my son, them how done stole my shit, done start. Come on, how we operate? We individualize. He didn't do that. He recognized you gave, you took away. All Kabul, all Baraka go to you. Because you only loaned them to me. You know what we do? We cut the food, can't recover. Nobody looks at who you think gave you health and strength. And who, don't you know somebody else had to lose it? I remember they had one of the, getting ready to let y'all go, what's that what's them bastard? With a Xavier X-Man? They had one girl on there, when she touch you, she take on your power. Roll. You know what they call a roll. So hypothetically, he got the power, you can fly, and I'm roll, and I touch him. Now me and you both can fly. You lose yours. She take it from you. He said, that's right, that's what I saw him. Antoine, he did it again. Don't worry about it. He could. Now you good. But she would take, if I'm correct, she would touch them. She took their power. She would take it from them. See, that's how it works. You don't. It ain't a setup where everybody can get it. It's on a setup for a certain amount of people. And once you come to the realization that, you start to realize how precious it is. It's that precious that you got some that somebody else had. You know, Daoud became the Malak over Yasharal when Shaul was. He ruled over the Yahudim. He couldn't take over Yasharal till after. You had to wait. Even the book told they had ministry, he told them to wait on it. Daoud had to wait. Daoud was going to go slay Shaul himself. He wasn't going to wait, but Yahuah told him, you don't want to do that. Because I already got written that you're not supposed to touch my Mashiach. Neither you don't supposed to do him no harm. He was looking at season. He realized, don't do that. The same man who he desired to kill because he got tired of trying to kill him, a man came back and told him a story when he was just coming by, he seen him. He said, and I knew he couldn't live. He said, because his Kai was just about going out of his body. And said, he asked me and said, hey, my nigga, you do me a favor before I go. Yeah, what's up, dog? He said, take your sword and lay on me and go ahead and kill me so the enemy don't do it. Oh, shit, I'll do that for you, dog. And he came back to tell Daoud, and Daoud heard it. He said, your own mouth done condemned you. He said, because you shouldn't have touched Yahuah's anointed, his Mashiach. And because you let it come out your mouth, you did it. He said, I'm going to kill you now. He like, the book was still right. He looked at he couldn't do it, and wasn't nobody else supposed to do it either. He thought he was just doing him a favor. See, sometimes y'all are having here, you be doing folks a favor. You got to realize sometimes people will pull you in their transgression. Now, y'all follow me on this. Let me tell you something. This is everything. I have a funny way of doing stuff, okay? Real funny in a way, because people try to figure out why I do stuff the way I do it sometimes. I will not get involved with certain stuff. I will leave stuff alone. I will not fool with certain members. It's for a reason. I always follow that same pattern. That's why I leave them where they at, for a reason. It's for a reason why I don't do stuff. Follow the pattern, just look at why. Because I know more about people than you'll know about them. Y'all are trying to look. I'm trying to jump in here and be like, it ain't gonna work. You gotta just trust my lead on, just leave it where it's at, because I'm working for something else. You trying to work on self-conviction. I just want to be for people. You can't do that every time. Sometimes the best help people get is leave their ass right where they at. That's the best help they get. Leave their ass right where they at and let them suffer it. They'll catch on. For you to be like on country folk test, your head hard as the road in the country. They say, country folk just said, they said, damn head hard as the road. That's you'll learn you get through banging your head on it. How while you get hurt long enough, you'll realize it's time me to get myself together. That was a man that walked out from his Abba house. Y'all remember that? He got out there and ran with the rowdy bunch. He recovered, and his daddy went out there, and his daddy was searching. Hey, you seen my boy? Boo-boo, hey, you seen my boy? And he saw his son getting ready to eat some hog slop. And he died in between his son and him a fresh plate of lamb chop. Y'all read that story? He let his ass stay right out there, and he came to realization himself. Said, what I'm doing? I need to get my ass back over here where I'm supposed to be. Then he got back, and I already killed a fatted calf for him. He said, my being, you know what he said about him? He was dead to me. He said he was dead. He left life when he left me. You dead to me. When he came back, he said, kill a fatted calf and celebrate. He alive now. Because when it came to his senses, he realized what's right now. As long as you swim around out there, you want to eat pig shit. That's why I let you stay at.
Yeah.
That's what, that being honest. A lot of stuff y'all be trying to run, man, I don't have time. Listen, I've been doing this, you ain't gonna believe it. I've been doing it for a couple of days. I've been doing about 20-something years. I know what I'm dealing with these people. You gotta give them their space. They don't get them, when they get through, they get done. When I wash my hand on somebody, I assure you, you wanna wash your hand too and be done with them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got a lot more further sight. Y'all gotta consider, I got everything on the line. If I'm wrong, I'll burn with them. I didn't come here to see if I can burn with nobody. I can't here to avoid it. I try to warn them. People make choices. Some choices you make, it could be life-ending choices to say, I don't wipe my hand on you. I'm done. Y'all got it? I'm just being honest with y'all. Y'all had it. I just got to see how they doing. I don't. I got to keep it. Let me tell you something. I don't have no Facebook. I don't be looking for these folks. I'm not interested in what you're doing. That's your business. I'm interested in trying to save what I got. When Cub want to know what was going to happen to the East that we're going to betray Yahuah, he said, if I will that they stay here until I come, what does that have to do with you? You just follow me.
Right.
Have nothing to do with you. You follow me. I don't give a shit who got on shorts, who wearing a blouse on the top of their head or a tank top. That's what you want to do. I'm doing what I want to do. I want to be saved. That's why I'm here. Ain't nothing changed for me. If something changed with you, that's where you at. Ain't nothing changed for me. I'm still here doing the same thing. But I tell y'all, you have to focus your mind at some point. Light click on right. Listen, I have to save myself. I'm trying to come for a second. I'm trying to, hypothetically, you going there, I'm trying to hold you back from jumping off the cliff. Come on back, don't try to cliff. Shit, that's what he want to do, man. I done tried to warn him, man. I can't spend my time keep grounded. Apparently that's what he want to do. When he get on there, he make it back. Yahuah granted till he come back, I be out here, man, good to see you back. That'd be honest and genuine. Otherwise, shit, he got to jump down and see for himself. I had to make them decisions. I did a lot of stupid shit. Folks told me not to do it. You had to get out there, you realize, I don't do that no more. Like I don't know how many times folks warned me about stuff, but my ass was so hard-headed, I just didn't hear it. Until you got to make enough mistake and bump your head and tear your ass up, then you realize, I'm done. I'm done. I made some hands down. I told you, they said, to all in my granddad house, dumbest shit in the world. Even though a wide tail, they said, you cross a snake track, spit on it, you'll see that snake again. I'm just walking, the whole time while I'm saying snake trap. At my granddad house, playing, going, mess around and got a dog. It was country, dog. I went back there, I stood there. I looked at that road. I said, I done crossed all. And all I think they said, you cross a snake trail, you know, said, listen, I just took out running. I cut my man on too, boy. I did. I ran through that thing crying. I feel they wouldn't bite you, you were crying. I couldn't see hell, they couldn't see either. I did. I had to get home. They wouldn't let me stay out. I had to get back to my house. I had to run that dirt road. Shit, I ran that thing. I just cried my ass off. Apparently it worked. I got there and said, shit, that was stupid fool. He didn't know what they were doing. He was a kid. Snake probably looking at him stupid ass. I was looking at him through the bush. I was waiting to bite it, but he crying so much. They look at they bite me, ain't gonna make sense. I'm already at the high peak of crying. I can't go no further than that. See, in the animal world, respect certain stuff. But you know what I started thinking about? You know, of course, time you start realizing you can do something in your strength. See, ain't me, I'm gone, I'm good. You don't realize what happened. Time settle in, health change, stuff start to dissipate and go, and you realize, I ain't that person I was before. You know, I looked at it, I looked out the country, we ran out, I'm like, shit, a snake too strong. If broad day, it's too easy. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna catch me. It was pitch black. I'm telling y'all, when you look up there, I'm telling you how dogs in the country. Y'all might not believe it. When you sit up there and you see a star with a flashlight on his ass like that, you look up in the air, you like, is that a flashlight? The star be like, there's so damn dark over here, I can't see myself. When you see a star with a mirror and a flashlight, I'm trying to tell you, but these folks don't. I take you out of the country and drop y'all off, and they pick this man. Your ass to stand right there. I know they try to be so dark and miserable around you don't move. I know where they was at, in Sparta, Georgia. They would walk around, they was in Sparta, man. Y'all ain't seen most of y'all ain't never been no country, seen no country dog, hey. But ain't no darkness like that. Man, listen, you can pick it out of there and put it in your pocket. I'm trying to tell you, that country be so dark. Woo! Man, I seen some stuff out there. I'm telling you, stuff I hated, I still hate it now. But I learned from it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of bad decisions, a lot of stuff you think about when you're in your youth, what you could do. You ain't always gonna be that person. I used to go ride skateboards too pretty good. I seen a skateboard, I was in my 20s, I seen a skateboard, I said, I was on a skateboard, man, I got that thing. I said, whoo, I swung. When I went that way, my ass went that way, that boy went the other one. I ain't touched that, I said, what happened? When I get all the time, swim, I don't know what I was thinking. I jumped up, but in him, it was together. The plan didn't change of him. All this was somewhere else. So, you start realizing, you ain't the person you used to be. Ride a bike, walk a bike, pull up, none of that shit no more. Put it all up, I'm gonna jack up a bike, do all that, walking, them days over with. I look at a bike, I just look at it, keep moving. It's not for me. I'm not interested in no bike, that's it. All my bikes gotta have photos on it, at least 2 minimum. And I ain't got time to be messing around, man. I just ain't got time. But it just show you how things just change. You change. Think about when it comes to your salvation, stuff that people think about lightly now. When you start to get older and you really recognize time change with yourself, you got to acknowledge something. If time keep changing the way it's going, you finna be leaving him. And if you don't get something right with this man now, that's gonna be bad for you. So I come in here with the anticipation and determination of making sure we understand what's being taught to us. I don't want to just throw something out you get no. I want to make sure we break it down to the simplest form we understand it. We can't afford to move and not get it right. We had Anshel gone, Abraham gone, Chris we lost, and he was right after Muhard. Who else done moved? Well, I had 2 other ones, y'all won't remember. Lisa, her son was here, he moved. That was back some years ago before a lot of y'all came. Then I had Jackson, Sister Jackson, back then, she passed. I remember she was sick in the hospital, allowing for her and everything. But things change. You know what, and the whole thing happened? Information changed after people leave. And you know what you know how to start thinking about? That man could take you out of him and a whole world of information can open up after your move. You could be a stumbling block and be holding up and he said, you know what? Now I'm just gonna impart all the information, that person out of the way. They couldn't see how to come out of Bamaba until enough of those people died off. So all that stuff y'all don't think about, you need to consider. You need to consider. And the fact that he giving you an opportunity to get it right, man, that's the most precious gift. Don't matter when you got it. He told about a man, they start off at the time. Listen, work start at 9 o'clock. Come in 9 o'clock start. You get there, it's 3:15. We knock off at 6. Go ahead and go to work and get the same pay. Now, I'm going to worry about, I didn't get there when it started out. If I get the same pay and I work and he counted, that's all I can do, appreciate it. I wasn't minded to work at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I wasn't thinking about it. 12 o'clock, I damn sure wasn't thinking about it. 1 o'clock went on my mind. 2 o'clock, I started thinking about it. Something got to change.
That's right.
Isn't that right? I was about 2:30, I started making my way. I get there at 3:15, the man said, go ahead and go to work. Full day pay. That's how I got him. And the man told me this. He said, man, I work just no matter what hour I get him. He said, I'll still pay you a fair wage. I'll pay you just the fair as anybody. And anybody come to confront him about it, he said, I'll justify my pay. He said, nobody talked me out of it. Man, I was him when the thing started. I was him. That person just got him. He said, ain't it mine? He said, I can do what I want to do with it. I said, a man come at the last hour, so I give him the same pay. I said, you know, some folks say, well, they're right, though. They have been here long. Woo, I'm glad man ain't got, you better be glad man ain't got to do with your salvation. You'll be done. Man, you wouldn't be, if it was up to man, shit. You wouldn't have nothing, wouldn't get it. I'm glad that man said, he said, nobody determine me for what I'm going to do. He said, if a man work just, he get the same pay. That's why I'm here. Was y'all there when he first brought them people out of Mizraim? Then you shouldn't get what they got. Did y'all come with Yahuah when Yahushua brought them from Jordan and crossed over? Y'all with them?
No, sir.
Damn, y'all getting way off. Then you shouldn't get nothing. Was y'all at least here when Yahushua came down and walked and taught the 12 Talmudim?
No, sir.
Y'all wasn't with them either?
No, sir.
Y'all must have been there on the day of Ukar Shabuah.
No, sir.
And you getting the same pay. I needed that. Man, I've been in trouble. Only folk he gonna save the folk that came out of Mizraim. I've been in trouble. How you determine your day that you were born, when you were born the day of your death? But he said that no matter when you come, opportunity is still there for you.
That's right.
That's why I'm here and I'm appreciative. I can't put my mind on stuff I can't change.
Yes, sir.
What I done way back before, I can't change that. I can control what I'm doing now though.
Right.
With better information, I got a better understanding. I got a better idea on how to walk and how to keep myself from messing up.
Yes, sir.
That's two.